Hello, welcome back to my corridors. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my corridors. So today I have another concert story time for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you all saw on my social media that I did go see Iron Maiden, and I've been talking about that a lot before I went, so I naturally had to make a video on it. And I went to go see Trivium for the second time, which was awesome. Um, I Funny story of Soul for sure. I didn't plan. This was actually something I ordered from Rising Merch, and I ordered it like 3 months ago, and it ended up coming like not too long ago. And I'm sure you guys have seen me on my social media with the green shirt, but like I'm like, so you're probably wondering, Amy, why do you have two of Soul for shirts? Well, it was complicated, but I don't mind having two. So, and if you hear any padding around, it's just my dog. Um, yeah, he doesn't really like pictures or cameras, so I'm not going to try to film him. So, buddy, get out of my laundry basket. So yeah, so about the concert. So yeah, I went to the Don Haskins Center to go see El Paso, and my dog's about to bark. So just to prepare for that. So I went with my boyfriend. I'm sure you guys know who Derek is by now. So yeah, we went, and before we went, I hung out at his house with his family, and it was really nice. And I'm on very good terms with his family, and they really like me, and I didn't have to do anything crazy to impress them, and they just, they like their son's girlfriend, and I'm sure they wish the best for us. So I know that's a topic for another day. So it was nice to go spend time with them, and they were nice enough to drive us to the concert because he and I live an hour away. So yeah, so ours is kind of semi-long distance, so, and they were nice enough to drive, and then we ate dinner before we went, so we got to the concert. I had my battle vest on, finally done, and he was wearing his too. It was ridiculously crowded, I kid you not. So according to what I found out, there were at least 6,000 people there, like, at the concert, so a part of me's not surprised knowing it's Iron Maiden, but I don't know, that's just crazy. So yeah, we got online and, got our tickets ready and stuff, and I had the digital tickets with Ticketmaster. I didn't have the physical tickets, so I'm a little sad about that, but it's whatever. At least I went to go see them. They surprisingly didn't pat me down at security. I'm surprised they didn't, but yeah, I'm sure I was good. I'm sure they're not gonna do that patting, like, to everybody, I guess, unless they really suspect you have a weapon. So before the show, he and I had time to go get merch, and I got myself a Trivium shirt. I'm sure you guys might have seen that one. I wore it a couple days ago, and it's pretty soft and comfortable. A lot of concert shirts I get, whenever I get them, are really, really soft. I mean, they're softer than, like, compared to don't get me wrong, I like this shirt, but the texture of it is not like the ones I get at concerts. Like, my Whitechapel one, I got that at the concert that I went to when I went to go see them. It is ridiculously soft. I don't know what it is. So, yeah. Obviously the first band that played was Trivium. Before they played, me and Derek were talking, and we got snacks and ate and just, hung out, and we were just really happy to spend time together. This was the first time we had ever been to a concert as a couple, because, like, we had met at a concert, but this was just really different. And yay, Corey barks. It was just really different, and he could tell, like, I was acting a little bit attached. It's just because I'm not used to that, because, like, my last partner, he hated metalheads, and he wanted nothing to do with going to concerts with me, but he wanted to drag me to the other crap like he wanted, so topic for another day. So, but I mean, I did finally, calm down, and I'm glad that, we got to spend time together, and we're going again, thankfully, next month. So yeah, we talked, and then Trivium played, and they played for only about 30 minutes. I kid you not. Like, it was just so short, and, like, I was keeping track of the time, but they did play, like, a couple of my favorite songs. They did play Strife, which I didn't hear them play that the first time I saw them, and they still had I described it last time I went to go see Trivium. They had, like, colorful strobe lights on, playing on their stage and stuff. They did the same thing, and I was expecting that, not surprisingly, but yeah. They had a couple moments of talking, and they even gave credit to Iron Maiden. They said, they wouldn't be here without Iron Maiden, and I'm glad to hear it. And they do have a cover of one of Iron Maiden's songs, so yeah, I could see why. And they did end up playing a song from Shogun. It wasn't one of my favorite songs from Shogun, but I think it was Into the Mouth of Hell We March. I think that what the name of the song. But they did play a couple songs, and they played a couple songs from the Court of the Dragon. I think that's what it calls. I can't remember. It's their recent album that came out last year, but. And Matt Heafy, and Corey and them, they were all cool, and they're all cool guys. I've seen interviews with them, and I love seeing them in concert. Like, I've seen them twice, and it's just, like, they're such a fun band to watch. Wish they had played longer the second time, but that's okay. They were probably saving room for Iron Maiden, so that's why. So, the funny thing is, most people, like, and a lot of people, a couple people were standing up, but most people, when Trivium played, the majority of people were sitting down, and I guess, like, but here's the funny thing, when Iron Maiden played, almost everybody was standing up, and part of me is kind of not surprised knowing their fan base, but they happen to be some of the most loyal fans when it comes to metal, and maybe that's just my opinion, but that's what I've seen, and that's what me and Derek have seen. It's just like, it was not that crowded when I went to go see Megadeth. But, yeah. So there was like there was a little episode at the show. I guess Derek and I sat in the wrong seats, and there was like an usher and other people coming up to us, and I was worried like we were going to get kicked out of the show, so I started acting cranky, and I was so worried, and, my phone was acting up, so I couldn't pull up the tickets to show them where my seat was, and it's just, I know it was a little mistake, but I don't know, I don't understand why it had to be a mountain out of a molehill with those people who wanted their seats, and, like, the usher lady, trying to get us out of our seats, so, and I know it was a silly little mistake, but, I don't know, I've noticed, and Derek and I noticed that a lot of people at the show were giving us dirty looks. Well, apparently people in El Paso are not really nice, but I don't know what that is. And I was like, they were all looking at me funny, and I'm like, what, you've never seen a couple go see Iron Maiden before? It's whatever. First I was confused, and now it's kind of like coming to me, So yeah, Iron Maiden, so when Iron Maiden come on, their set was incredible. They had different props and costumes. Bruce Dickinson had different costumes for each song. When he played Fear of the Dark, when they played Fear of the Dark, he had this Plague Doctor costume. And then a couple other songs he played, he had this hood costume, and a couple of them, he actually had a flamethrower, which was really cool, and started shooting up flames, and they had the pyrotechnics cool. One thing I noticed, they had chandeliers on above their the stage, and it was actual flames and stuff, and I thought that was a really cool prop. And they played stuff from, their recent album Senjutsu, and they did have somebody come on stage dressed up as Samurai Eddie, which I was expecting, but that thing was huge. Like, that costume was humongous. When I went to go see Megadeth, I forgot to mention this, somebody did come up on stage dressed up as Vic Rattlehead, and I thought that was cool, and so I expected that with Iron Maiden, but that was like, that costume, Vic Rattlehead's costume, was about the same size as the members of Megadeth. This one, with Eddie, that was twice the size of, whatchamacallit, my brain's blank, of the members of the band. But they played a lot of songs. Their set lasted probably about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, which doesn't surprise me. They're known for playing very long songs. They played Aces High, The Trooper, Blood Brothers. I didn't think they were going to play that, but they did. The Klansmen. A lot of their songs, I recognize. So yeah, I grew up with their music, so obviously I'm going to know their songs. Not all of them, but the majority of them. But so yeah. And when the Aces High played, they had like a inflatable airplane on top of the stage, which was cool. Bruce Dickinson had like a pilot hat or something. And everybody was singing, dancing along and all that. It was just so hot in that stadium when Iron Maiden played. There were 6,000 people in the building, I kid you not. And me and Derek turned to each other. We agreed that it had to be everybody's body heat. Like, it was not hot. And so, like, when the members of the band were throwing, like, picks and drumsticks into the crowd, there were, like, I was up on the the seats, like at about in the basketball seats, like the people on the floor. I'm talking about the people on the floor. Like they threw the drumsticks in the crowd. People were just fighting over it. I did not realize like how obsessed people were with Iron Maiden. Like I didn't realize that to begin with. But well, man, I guess you learn something new. But yeah, one funny thing that happened at the show. Bruce Dickinson actually called somebody out for somebody recording him, which a lot of people were recording anyway. So what happened was he's saying something like, "I see you with your iPhone. I'm not talking to your iPhone. I'm talking to you, a person." Something like that. I was just giggling. I did not expect that, but I hear he's not very nice in reality, but in real life. So a part of me isn't kind of too surprised, but. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I that was unexpected, but yeah, Iron Maiden shows are very unique, and yeah, I guess you learn every band is different. I know every band is different, so I guess you learn something new. Yeah, I just didn't realize like how many people were gonna be in that stadium. I didn't realize how. That's when I realized like how devoted these people were to Iron Maiden. Like. I didn't realize they were worshipped that much. I mean, like, and I've been a big fan of them ever since I was a teenager, but, like, damn. Yeah, and I'm sure all of you, like, in the comments who have seen Iron Man, they're gonna be like, yeah, there's typically a lot of people, yeah, they typically do that shit, something like that, but, yeah. Another thing, too, somebody did, when they played the Trooper, somebody did come on stage dressed up as the Trooper, Eddie, and Bruce Dickinson had his British flag and all, and, yeah. It was fun. I mean, there were like, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy down there, but it was fun, and I can't wait to have it again when I go see Lamb of God next month, and I'll be seeing them with Killswitch Engage, Fit for an Autopsy, and Animals as Leader. So that's gonna be really fun. So my hair was tangled and matted after the concert. I wasn't even, like, headbanging too much, but it was just, I wonder if it had anything to do with the sweat and the body heat. It was just, I don't know, like, yeah, my hair was not tangled when I went to go see any of the other bands earlier this month, earlier this year, but, so yeah, Derek's parents came to pick us up and take us back to his house, and then I said goodbye. I didn't want to, but I know I'll see him again, but, like, I said goodbye. It was really peaceful driving home that night. I was driving by myself, and I don't know why, it was just so peaceful. I couldn't stop admiring how peaceful it was driving. Like, there was no crazy people trying to get me, and I made it home, took a bath, got refreshed, and went to sleep, and went to work the next day, and yeah. And this was something else, and I'm grateful to say that I went to go see Iron Maiden. I did not think I would ever see them. I mean, I remember 16-year-old me, like, you know, I feel like if I went back in time to go tell her, like, she went to go see them when she made it to her 20s, she would never believe it. Like, she would be so ecstatic and shocked, but she would be really, really happy to know. I'm just, so I can safely say I got that off my bucket list to see Iron Maiden. I've always wanted to, and I finally got to. I never got to see Black Sabbath, disappointed in that, but I'm grateful I got to see Iron Maiden. Hopefully I'll see hopefully I'll see Judas Priest. I want to go see them really badly. Yeah, and you know, the Pantera reunion, I mean, I don't know if they'll come here, close to here where I live, but I really hope maybe I can see them. If not, that's okay, but crossing my fingers they'll come. Yeah, this was the first experience I had going to a concert with my significant other, and I'm so glad I finally get to do that. I'm so glad Derek wants to do that with me, and I tell him that all the time, and and he hears me say it over and over, but I do really mean it, because this is something I've always wanted to do with somebody, and I never really got that, and here I am with the person I love the most, and he and I want to go to concerts together. Just a note, my opinion, metalhead couples are the best. Don't even try to change my mind, because you won't. So yeah, and next month will be the finale of my concerts. This year, I've been to more concerts than usual. normally, like, concerts I only go to, like, 2 a year, and I've doubled this year. Like, I've gone to almost 4 now, and I can't wait for more, and I'm just really happy. But yeah, I'm happy, and I'm glad I finally got this experience. But yeah, I think that's it. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Support me on social, support me on whatever, and see y'all later, and stay metal.